Jesus Christ, where do I start? I'm so glad to be back on YouTube. I'm sorry, I've just been like really lazy. I've been grinding and I've just I don't really know. Like my controller is just like, see, the controller I used in my newest video, in my my most recent video, it broke. I don't even know how, but it's broken, okay? So I just had to wait. Like I was kind of torn between like, should I just get a new controller or should I just be lazy and, you know, do nothing and not get a new controller at all? But I didn't know what to do. Cause like I kind of felt like that I shouldn't be on my PS4, but at the same time, you know, I just really wanted to be on it. I'm so glad I got one, cause like it feels so much better on the now that I'm on the PS4. It's such a stress reliever. I never realized how much I needed it. That's kind of sad, but you know what? Who cares? We're here to do some Rocket League. We're not here to talk about my freaking life. Anyways, the reason we're streaming is because I kind of maybe just a little bit am too lazy to edit vids right now. And I know it's not much to edit, but you just gotta watch it, and you know, it's just I don't want to go through that, so you know, I'm just streaming. You know, maybe people might not watch, but you know, you know, I feel like I need to come back to YouTube. I feel really bad. So yes, I'm still alive, you know. That video, the other video, the Dead by Daylight clip, you know, that showed it, but you know, I feel like I haven't done much, so I don't really know what to do. I didn't really have a direction for this video. I mean, I guess I just kind of wanted to, you know, get a video up and going, so maybe we could just play some Rocket League with viewers, and we should be good. Sorry, had to do something real quick. I don't know, I don't have that long though. I got about 9:30, so I mean, it's like, what time is it? 8:53. I could probably just wait until my mom gets home. I think she gets home at like 9:45. Well, you never know. Her job is just like, it's one of those jobs where it doesn't depend on your schedule. It depends on like how the work well, obviously it depends on your schedule. Like if you're an early person, you get out early, but it more depends on how the day's going. So yeah, it's kind of like if you want to go on your break at McDonald's, but like, you know, those obese kids want their food, so like, you know, they just you know, you can't stop them. And I can't. This is just America. It's just so stupid. It's just our country. Sometimes I really believe in what other countries say, because I have this teacher. I had this substitute teacher one time, right? He was a complete fool. He was an idiot. He said every person in our class's name wrong. He said, oh, okay, this is the funniest part of them all. Kai is spelled K-A-I, right? You wanna know what this man says? He says K. I'm like, we just all stood there. We were just like, and then you wanna know what? He spells my friend's name. Her name is really confusing, right? I think it's Italian, and it's like spelled really weird, right? And you wanna know what? He aces it. He aces it perfectly, but he cannot manage to say Kai. He can't manage to say Kai for his life. He just can't do that. So, you know. But that's not the only thing. My sister's name, they can't pronounce it right. It's so simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. How do they mess it up? It's literally London, London, right? And they're like, Landon, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's you said it a little wrong. It's London, and she's like, and their teacher's like, oh, that's what I said, Landon, and she's just like, no, it's London, like, oh, and she's just like, and then sub's just like, I know what you mean, sweetie. I've been saying the same thing, and then she's just like, you know what? She just gave up. But that's not the only thing. America is just so stupid sometimes, you know. Teachers are so dumb. Like, I mean, I know that goes for the entire world, but I feel like in America, they're so stupid. They're so stupid. Like, I just hate those teachers that dislike one student for no reason. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm a kind of a noisy kid. I'm a ambivert, so, you know, I mean, I have 2 classes with a teacher, and in one of them's English and one of them's reading and writing. In English, I have all of my friends in there, so I'm loud as heck. But I'm not that bad, you know. I'm not like talking every second. I'm not shouting out, you know. I'm not being the worst child ever. In reading and writing, I don't say anything. I don't have any friends in that class. Yet this teacher still somehow manages to find things that are wrong with me. Like, oh my gosh. This is so funny. This is literally the most hilarious thing ever. There'll be kids out there, right? They'll be on their freaking Chromebook or whatever you have, computers. And they'll be playing games. I play a game one time and she's like, "Excuse me, child. Can you come up here?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, you know, maybe I got a prize, you know. I mean, haven't been doing anything wrong, so I mean, I must be doing something good." And she's like, "If I see you on one more game, your Chromebook will be taken away for both classes." And I'm like, whoa, hold on now. I don't care about my reading and writing grade because, you know, it's not required and it doesn't really matter that much. But my English grade, excuse me, I need that. And she just hates me. I just don't understand why. Some teachers, I mean, I know that's a America thing, but now that I think about it, school's stupid. What should we talk about? Just Rocket League. I just love Rocket League. I like talking about the esports though. The esports in Rocket League, I think I do not like the new way the brackets is in RLCS. I kind of feel like those second chances is what makes or break a team. Makes or breaks a team. Jesus, I can't speak. Because I feel like my favorite thing about the bracket is that if you do bad on day one, right? By the huge bracket, if you do bad on day one, right? You get sent into the losers bracket and there's more tension around it. And if you fail, you know, you still got that second chance, right? But the thing about it with this new one, if you fail, you fail. You know, you only get to play 2 matches in your group stage. You know, you can't play any more than that. So, you just gotta watch. Can't do anything. Holy crap. I mean, it's just like, that's not enough. I feel like 2 games isn't enough to show a team's true skill. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, that's what the bracket's there for, right? But, I mean, it's just... the bracket... It's single elimination. I mean, I understand that there's still 7 games in those brackets, but that still doesn't... I mean... 4 of the RLCS championships won before Season 6... were won from the lower bracket. You wanna know what that shows me? That shows me that this new bracket, none of those would have happened. That team that took all those dubs will just be sitting in first place. That's like really unfair in my opinion, because for G2 for example, right? Like, if they were in the winners bracket, right, and they lost their first game because of a 0-second goal. They lost that entire series and got 1 game because of it. If there was a losers bracket, they would have come back. There's no doubt about it. But no, the group stage, you could add another 2 people in there. That'd be too difficult now, wouldn't it? And I understand that's a lot more neat and a lot more easily run. But I'm just saying. I dislike how it's done that way. It just don't stick to me. I mean, my opinion's not doing anything, but you know, it gets away somebody. But I think that Vitality is the new G2 of Europe, the new old G2 of Europe. I mean by that is that they're super inconsistent. It's one of those teams where one player has to show up. It's kind of like Cloud. Well, not. I mean, Cloud9's the most consistent team. Obviously, they make day 3 like literally every single time. But and by consistent, I mean where they're consistently just destroying lands. Cause like in season 6, right? Gimmick and Torment, those were the best players I have ever seen in my life. Now they're really good, but they're nothing compared to how Chicago is doing right now. Chicago, he's freaking ridiculous. He has more goals scored. I think right. I think he has more goals scored per game than the whole team of Cloud9 does. That's ridiculous. What do you mean? They scored like 15. Do you understand how crazy that is? 15 goals in one series. 15. There's 4 matches. 15 whole goals. Do you understand how much that is? That is so many goals for an RLCS championship. Think about it. Ghost Gaming versus Pittsburgh Knights. I think that had like, let's see. First game had like 1. I think there was 2 1-game matches. I think. So let me see. 1-1. Last game was 4. I think that game was like 3. I don't know. So I think that it was either 8 or 9, 8 to 10 goals that match, right? And when you think on like G2, the lowest they ever scored was 3 goals. That's ridiculous. That's so consistent. That's great, but I mean, see, that's what we're all expecting. See, you guys, you don't understand how much we were expecting out of Cloud9 after season 6. And you know what? They delivered a lot of it. But you want to know what they didn't do? They didn't deliver where it mattered most, at the actual championships. You want to know what they did? They freaking biffed out to Vitality. And the thing about it, I mean, in my opinion, you guys can say what you want, but Vitality wasn't even looking all that great until G2 because of their momentum. So Cloud9 basically just biffed out. They just biffed out. You know, that's not what we want to see. I mean, top 4, but you know, we were just expecting them to just destroy. You know, that's what they should have done, but they just weren't showing up. Like, teams like those are just the types of teams you want to have a team that can be good when one of your players isn't doing their prime. Like, for example, the reason G2 was in the dark for so long was because JNaps wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there like Kronovi and Rizzo were doing the entire time. What he was supposed to do was chase the ball like in the Athena and Sizz duo in the Manscaped tournament. But no! He had to play like a normal person. That's not how it works though. Should never do that. So, you know, but I feel like if JNaps would have just woken up for a minute, Kronovi wouldn't have been kicked out. Kronovi's a really good player, and like, I feel like he kind of got cheated out of G2. Like, they never really told him that he was gonna take a fat L until like he was about to take a fat L. So, I mean, that's kind of cheap what they did to him. Not gonna lie, like that's like suspicious. You know, mean so. Yeah. But I mean, the fact that he got put on Rogue. Oh no, it's kind of like when we saw a lot go from Method to Mouse, like, or Cookser go from Flipside to Mouse as well. I mean, oh no. That's not what you want to see. Those are some of the best players in the world. And they had to go to freaking Mouse. Mouse got taken down by the Peeps when they weren't even doing good at DreamHack. The Peeps didn't start doing good until their first game against Vitality, and I think they won it. But, bro, they lost to freaking Peeps. I mean, I know it was close, but they lost to Peeps. I mean, come on, you can't lose to a rival team. Pretty much, they haven't even played a game in RLCS at that point. So, but yeah, that's just messed up. That's just, I mean, Grimmelby got cheated out pretty hard. There's no denying that. And to get D-ranked to Rogue, that's just so horrible. I feel like that's just like such a cheap way to, you know, yank somebody out of their position. I mean, you know, I mean, I don't know. I just feel that what they did was dark. Like, not dark, duh. I mean, just like suspicious and kind of weird. But, you know, I still love G2. And I love Rogue. I was really sad when I saw Rogue not perform this weekend. Because Ghost won to Pittsburgh Knights. Ghost! Yeah, you know that team that got, like, 5th place last season? Yeah, that team. I think it was, no, wait, it was 6th place. That team, yeah. That team is the team that stayed alive. I mean, that team is the team that beat the Pittsburgh Knights. And you want to know what Rogue didn't do? They were the ones that made it to top 4 last season. And you want to know what they didn't do? They didn't beat the rival team. And I know you could say that, oh, neither did Vitality. But the thing about it was that they literally just lost to Rogue. I mean, not to they literally just lost to Ghost. Right, now let's say that Peeps lost to Echo Zulu right before they went against Mouse. Excuse me, they wouldn't win that, right? But Rogue allowed them to win. They just seemed pressured. I mean, it's just ridiculous sometimes, but, you know. That's our LCS for you. I know, I just enjoy talking about LCS and stuff like that. What time is it? I haven't even been playing for that long. I thought I was playing for a long time, but, you know, we can keep talking. You know, no one cares. We got the time. So I got 0 people watching. Nah. But, you know, it's just stuff like that. It just, you know, kind of disappoints me that, like, people do that. I mean, that's so disappointing that G2 made it to the finals 2 times in a row, and they just biffed out both times. It's kind of like, I hope they don't get into the NRG curse, because NRG is a really consistent team. They made it to every LAN, so, you know, they're really consistent. But they just couldn't win. They could only win X Games. That's all they ever won. And over their tyranny, they were freaking destroying everybody, right? But they just somehow, for some reason, couldn't win in the grand finals. PSG destroyed them. Dignitas destroyed them. I mean, obviously Dignitas destroyed them. But you'd think they'd win after that freaking momentum. Because, you know, I win. If I score a 0-second goal and I don't win, I'm literally gonna just, you know, like, how do you lose that? Like, I feel like that's, like, just, I just couldn't understand. The momentum should carry you. I mean, I know NRG is, like, probably the least momentum-based team out there. But, I mean, I would be like, oh, how did I say that? I would be going crazy if I scored a 0-second goal. I don't care who you are. That's nuts. That's ridiculous. And especially Game 7, bracket reset, 0 seconds, crowd cheering, screaming like a bunch of lunatics. The ball's been in the air for 14 seconds and you score, right? Wouldn't you just feel like you're on top of the world, right? I just feel like that happens to me. I mean, I understand that it's Dignitas, but still. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but that just sucks that they can't win. But let's talk about how the Peeps were the first North American team to make it to the grand finals. That's not the big 3. Can we just give that a celebration? And that's our first NA versus NA in a long time. I think that is our first NA versus NA grand finals. I don't think we've ever seen an NA versus NA grand finals. That's ridiculous. Wow, that's crazy. Oh my god. Never thought about that. Yeah, okay, I'm just talking, I just think about random stuff, and the weirdest thought came into mind. It was just like, it's called, dry drowning or secondary drowning, and it's really stupid. What happens is, so if you almost died from drowning, or I don't know if it works with pneumonia, but you almost died from drowning, or your body is just like, oh my goodness, there's something in our lungs, we gotta get that out with the mucus, right? And then since the mucus mixes with the water really well, the body's like, oh my god, there's more of it, how does it keep getting there? More mucus, more mucus. And then you just keep adding mucus until your lungs fill and you can't breathe anymore. These are just flaws of the human body, and it's so stupid. Like, why is the windpipe right next to where we eat? That's like the biggest flaw in the system. Or like, why does like children come out so early? But that's the thing, they have to come out so early, because if they don't come out that early, then we can't have the baby. You can't have the baby if they don't come out early, because it'll literally kill the woman. It won't fit through the. So that's why you gotta have it early. But you know, that's the problem with the human body, is that, you know, it's still not developed. It's still pretty young, you know. Anyways, guys, I'm getting pretty tired, and this stream hasn't gotten a single view, so I think I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out because I'm just pretty tired. I have to read for school and stuff like that, and you know, I'm just kind of waiting for my mom to get home. So you know, that's gonna be it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the